Hey everybody, Anthony here, SpecialtyMotorcars.net. Got a real nice one to bring you this week. Beautiful 1991 Cadillac Brougham d'Elegance. This car is an absolutely stunning combination of a beautiful Cadillac, a few extra added trim items which you don't see very often on these cars, to come together with the color combination to be an absolutely stunning vehicle. 91 Brougham, it's got the d'Elegance package. 62,000 original miles. This car originally came out of Jacksonville, Florida. I purchased this car some years ago. I sold it to a local gentleman up here in Massachusetts 2 years ago with just under 61,000 miles on it. He had it for the last 2 years. In that 2-year time frame, he moved and brought this car with him down to North Carolina, and really didn't drive it too much. He called me a few months back and told me he wasn't using it as much as he thought he would have, and asked if I bought it back from him, and I did. I flew down there, drove it home. I don't know if some of you saw my video from my trip back to Florida when I brought my brown 90 Brougham and this one back. We picked this up along the way. Just driving it around the last couple days, it just clocked 62,000 original miles on it. So the gentleman that I sold it to, he didn't drive very much. I drove it back from North Carolina, so I put majority of the miles on it driving this car back. Anyways, the car is Cotillion white. It's got the silver lower trim on the lower bottom, the portion of the bumpers and the lower cladding. The real unique part of this car is the full navy blue canvas top. That's done by Vogue or E&G Classics. One of those aftermarket companies makes that. And then you can also see it's got the big E&G grille on the front, go along with that look. And then it's got white d'Elegance interior, blue carpeting, blue dash. It's really just a really nice combination. Gold emblems, gold trimming all the way around. This car is not your everyday white on white Brougham. It's got a little bit of edge to it. Get up close and see some of the beautiful chrome on this car. So I love this car so much. I bought it back from my customer, and I have the pleasure of rehoming it to another Cadillac enthusiast. When I bought this car the first time and I sold it, I did a lot of work to it. I put new tires on it, new Hankook Optimo white walls. It's one of my choices on most of these cars for a white wall. Great quality tire. I replaced all the rear filler panels. I replaced the 2/4 ones and then the ones under the license plates. I also repainted all this silver trim all on the bottom of the car here. Completely stripped those off the car. Repainted those. They were starting to lose their color, so I freshened all that up. You can see here, matching pinstripe for the fillers. It looks factory. The fillers fit nicely. Good quality, aftermarket. You know, these fillers are tough to work with. These are the ABS plastic versions, and they fit well. Not as good as the originals, but I've seen a lot worse. Take a look at the canvas roof here. Stitching on the roof is in phenomenal shape. It's not fraying or splitting apart anywhere. Top is clean. The material is in nice shape. It's got the 2 ribs to kind of give it that convertible top look. And then this rear button trim here. The tag is actually still on it. Top is done by Vogue. Usually this stuff wears off, flops off. So this car was definitely garage. I know in the time that my customer had it, he always garaged it. That was one of the reasons why he wasn't driving it. He was afraid of backing it out of his garage. But you can see here all the silver trim is nice and fresh, no marks on it. And then new filler panels, both spots here. This was the original selling dealer out of Jacksonville, Florida, Claude Nolan. I do believe they're still in business today. New building, but they are still in business. This car, when I bought it, it came out of Jacksonville, Florida. It was a one-owner car. It had been off the road for a little bit of time, and I did some work to mechanicals as well. New fuel tank, sending unit, fuel pump, stuff like that. I went through the car pretty thoroughly. You can see how nice the top is. It does have, I don't know if there was a stain on here at one point. Looks like someone cleaned it off pretty well, but you can see a little discoloration right there. Otherwise, the top's in really nice shape. All the trim here is in nice shape. The body is in nice shape as well. It's got a couple little chips here on the door edges. Nothing really major. A couple more actually on this one. Right on the door edge guards. Probably wouldn't hurt to have those painted. You know, aside from that, it's just normal wear and tear. You know, maybe a little bit of chips here on the front. The chrome on the grill is in beautiful shape. I know people either love these grills or hate these grills. This car, I think it works on. Some people don't like them at all. If you are a purist and you do not like this grill, don't let that stop you from buying the car. I can work something out with you. I'll take the grill off, put a factory grill on, and if I have to, repaint that header panel. Because a lot of times this section here rubs up and rubs through the paint, so the header would probably have to be painted, but it can definitely be reversed. You know, if you don't like that look, the top is the top. You can't take the top off. Better off to find a different car. Power antenna does work. It is aftermarket, but it does work. You know, aside from just little stuff, the car is in really nice shape. This is probably the worst of it. I don't know if you can see it here. There's a series of chips. Not really chips, but almost dings in the door. I don't even want to say dings. You know, it looks like something where they parked in the garage. Every time they opened it, they might have bumped up against the door. It really doesn't show that bad. Kind of see a few of them there. You know, but the car shows very well. I'm going to start it up, I'm going to back it up, bring it into the shade, take a good look at the interior on the car, under the hood and in the trunk. Beautiful white leather, the blue carpet and dash. Very nautical theme, if you like that combination. Got all the telltale lights that light up here. This car is equipped with the Chevrolet 305 fuel-injected engine. It's not a 307. It's considered a 5-liter, which back in the 80s was a 307. Nobody liked them. These are not a 307. It's a 305 Chevy, similar to the 350. Very small horsepower difference. A lot of people condemn these because they assume that they're 307s, but they're not. So don't write this car off quite yet. Let me show you the interior. You can see here all the doors are clean, no rusts in the jambs. Armrests are in nice shape. The seat belts are nice and fresh. A little bit of discoloration on the top here, nothing crazy. Dash is in nice shape. Really the worst part of this car, the only thing that's really holding it back is these two front seats. You can see here where the leather is worn through in two spots. The passenger seat shows a little bit of wear. The thing with white leather in these cars, the process to making this white leather and dyeing it was, or takes its toll on the leather in a different way. I've had a friend who does upholstery work explain it to me a few times that when they do the leather in these white cars, the leather just doesn't hold up as well as the other colors, and it's due to the dyeing process when they dye the leather. So ultimately, to make this car a really nice showpiece, those two front seats should be reupholstered. I am selling it just the way it is. It was like that when I sold it the first time. They don't show horribly, but for a perfectionist, would probably want to have those done. All the carpet is in nice shape. Back seat is in phenomenal shape. Headliner is in nice shape as well, recently replaced. Bring you around to this side. I love the blue and white. It's a very nice combination. You can see all the jams here, clean. Again, bottom of the doors, clean, no rust. The car was in Florida, then came up here. Was never driven in the winter. In the one winter he had it up here, then he brought it to North Carolina. Dash pad's in nice shape, no cracking or anything like that. I do have the original window sticker here. The hubcap key, owner's manual, stuff like that. This seat is similar. I had an upholstery shop kind of try to re-dye and recolor this, but it looks okay. It's not perfect. You can see a few spots here where they were it was repaired. Just the color coming off and wearing. You know, but overall it shows pretty nice. Passenger door here, clean, no rust. Getting the door panel, no cracks or anything like that. I'm going to show you under the hood and in the trunk. So here's the trunk here, 91 Brougham. Got all 4 factory floor mats, got the factory trunk mat underneath it. Does come with this Chilton's manual. I don't think it's actually for this car, it's for the front wheel drive, but it was in it. So spare tire, pretty clean. I have a little stain up in here. I don't know what that is. It was hard to get out. You know, but for the rest of the most part, the rest of the trunk is in nice shape. And then all inside the deck lid here is clean, no rust. Here's a shot of the trim tag. Power trunk pull down works. There you go, beautiful. If this is one of your first videos of mine, definitely check out some of my older ones, cars I've sold in the past, and definitely check out my website, specialtymotorcars.net. I do a lot of business with these Cadillacs, the big rear wheel drive cars, GMs, Fords, all types. So definitely subscribe to my page if you like cars like this, you want to see more of them in the future. That's all I really deal with. I'd appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about this car. Tell me if you like the roof, you don't like the roof, you like the grill, don't like the grill. Here's a shot of the engine bay. Very clean in here as well. 305 Chevrolet engine. Like I said, not a 307. I already got my plate on the car, so I'm going to take you down the road for a little drive. The air does work in this car. Just recently converted over. We'll turn that on. There we go. Drove this car back from North Carolina. It was a pleasure to drive this car. The attention that this car got on the highway coming up 95 was unbelievable. This car kind of stuck out. I had this and I had my brown 1990 Brougham. If you look back a few videos, you'll see one with a chocolate brown canvas roof. I'll put a link to it in the end of this video. Similar car to this with a canvas roof, a little different style. That car went into my personal collection. I'd love to keep this one, but I am just totally out of space. I can't keep all these cars, although I'd love to. Take you down the road here. See, it shifts nicely. Gonna lower the AC down just a little bit. So if you have any questions, definitely give me a call. My number is 978-930-1004. My name is Anthony. I am the specialty of specialty motor cars. I hunt these cars down. I find them all over the place, and I bring them back to market. Like I said, this car I've sold once before to a gentleman who absolutely loved the car and just had it for a few years and was ready to move to something else. So I had the opportunity. I bought it back from him. So this is another opportunity at this car. If anybody remembers when I had this car a few years ago, there's another opportunity at it for the next guy. Beautiful car. Hope I can do business with you. My name's Anthony. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my page. We'll talk to you soon.